Hello, Dr. Shelley here with Orgasmical Medicine. And today I am talking to all of the beautiful ladies out there and giving you 5 tips in this holiday season to have better orgasms. Tip number 1, let me start off by asking you this question. When you looked in the mirror this morning, what did you say to yourself? What did you think about your body? How did you talk to your body? Did you immediately begin that litany of judgment? You're not skinny enough, not good enough, hair's not pretty enough, you're not this, not that, too much of that and too much of that there over there, definitely. So let me ask you this. Would you allow a friend to say any of those things to you without getting offended? And if not, why would you talk to you that way? Did you know that 80% of women judge their body? That's a huge number. That is 8 out of every 10 women that you know judge their body, which means they don't love their body. And if they don't love their body, who can and who will? Kind of interesting, huh? So getting back to the science about how the judgment of your body affects you from having better orgasms, everything is energy, and this is proven in quantum physics, that your body is energy and your thought forms are energy. So whatever your thought forms are, that energy is projecting onto your body, and the energy of your body is now responding to the energy of the thought forms. For instance, you tell yourself that you're going to get fat if you eat that slice of pizza. Your thought form is a dictation telling your body that it will get fat if it eats the slice of pizza. Your body's energy responds to that and becomes fat as a reaction to your thought form. So when you change your thought forms, your body will change. So out of that 80% number of women who judge their body, 46% of those women are unable to have orgasms due to that body judgment. Now let's look at how that works. Let's say you're in the midst of a hot, steamy sexual encounter with your lover. And let's say that your mind cannot shut off. Oh my goodness, are the lights on? Is he looking at me? Does he notice my cellulite? Is my belly too big? Does he love my body? Does he not? And you're caught up here in this mental trap. Are you going to allow your body to reach ecstasy, to reach higher states of pleasure? Or are you going to stay in that mental trap and mental construct of the judgment of your body? So this is how body judgment actually works against you and is cutting off immense amounts of pleasure for your beautiful body. So how do you get rid of body judgment? Implement a tool that for every time you look in the mirror, you implement this tool, whatever this tool is. It could be envisioning a stop sign when you look in the mirror, and that stop sign could have letters on it that say, interesting that I think that way about my body. Because if you notice, the word interesting is neither good or bad, right or wrong, pretty or ugly, fat or skinny. It's neutral. It's just interesting. It could be something as simple as wearing a hair tie or a rubber band around your wrist and reminding yourself that you're about to go down that same pathway of judging yourself. And again, make a mental note. Stop. Don't judge my body. And instead, tell your body just how beautiful it is. Be grateful for what you have in this moment, because taking that higher path of choosing an attitude of gratitude will actually allow your body to change because it's a different energy form. It's no longer that same thought form of judgment. So choose something different every time you look in the mirror, and your body will change and your orgasms will get better. Now, number 2 is connecting with feminine energy. No matter whether you are a man or a woman, you have masculine and feminine energy within you. Now, being a woman, you have a greater inclination of being able to connect with that feminine energy. However, living in a highly masculine society, I like to create words oftentimes, but we're living in a highly masculine society where everything is do to have more. And we often forget to take time for ourselves. Whether that is time to nurture our body, taking long walks in nature, going out hiking, going to a yoga class. Maybe it's simple as taking a bubble bath with a glass of wine. Maybe it's something as putting powder on your body. It could be one little act of kindness that you do every single day that connects you to your feminine energy. Because as you connect to your feminine energy, you'll step into an energy of relaxation, peace, calm, intuition, radiance. And you'll allow your body to reach those higher states of pleasure associated with orgasm if you can relax into your true essence. And your true essence is feminine energy. I have a video blog series every Friday called Feminine Fridays. So tune in every Friday and catch one tip that you can do every single week that will allow you to tune in and tap into that feminine energy that lives right within your very own body and watch your orgasms get better. Tip number 3, we have to let go of all limiting beliefs and inhibitions around bodies, sex, pleasure, masturbation, relationships, intimacy, because these limiting beliefs that we bought into, whether it's from society, family, religion, education, or an authority figure, whomever that authority figure is, we've made those beliefs ours instead of questioning whether or not they are true for us. And in so doing, we actually give up a part of who we are. So let me back up and rewind a little bit. When people hear the word orgasmical medicine, they automatically assume that it has everything to do with sex and orgasms and that I recommend going out and having rampant amounts of sex to reach rampant amount of orgasms. That is actually not true. What orgasmical medicine focuses on is teaching you how to tap into the sexual energy that lives within your body, but is dormant due to our beliefs about sex, pleasure, orgasms in our body. That sexual energy that lives within your body has been known for thousands and thousands of years. In other cultures, it is called chi, ki, kundalini, prana, life force. And that sexual energy is the most powerful healing force known to man. However, those inhibitions that we've bought into around sex, bodies, pleasure, masturbation, orgasms are hindering and stifling that sexual energy. So our sexual energy is bottled up. And we only tap into it and access it for brief periods of moments at the time of orgasm. That is, if you can have an orgasm. And if you can't have an orgasm, then your sexual energy has become so stifled that you can't even tap into it at the time of orgasm. Therefore, you're not allowing it to come out and play in your everyday life where you can take advantage of it and use it to transform all aspects of your life, be it your body, your money, finances, relationships, your business, clients. It can transform everything if you learn how to tap into it. So fast forwarding now, to be able to tap into that sexual energy that lives within your body, first we have to move out all of those limiting beliefs that you've bought into. Limiting beliefs such as sex is dirty, sex is a sin. Oh, good girls aren't supposed to like sex. That means they're naughty or maybe they're sluts, whatever that word implies. It could be something that, masturbation is dirty. You're not supposed to touch your private parts. Masturbation is a sin. How many of these beliefs have you heard from the time you were little that have been ingrained and entrained into your subconscious mind? And every time you're in the midst of whether it's sex or masturbation or pleasure even, you automatically allow those beliefs to start firing. So in neuroscience, that theory or concept is called basically neurons that fire together, wire together. And neurons that don't fire together, don't wire together. So if those same beliefs are firing every single time that you're self-pleasuring, they're getting wired more and more and more into your brain. And it's actually cutting you off from pleasure. Because again, your subconscious mind is taking over. You're caught up in the judgment, the inhibitions and the limitations attached to that belief that masturbating is dirty or a sin or you shouldn't be doing it. Or maybe you should feel guilty because you have so many other things to do over here that you don't have time to take time for you. Whatever the story is, that's cutting you off from reaching pleasure during your orgasms. So one of the ways that we can remove those limiting beliefs so that they no longer take effect, so that they no longer control our present moment, so they no longer cause neurons to fire together again. So we're going to actually unwire them by not choosing them. So like that judgment in the mirror exercise I gave you earlier, I want you to do the same thing every time you notice a limiting belief showing up. I want you to question it. As the Buddha says, question everything. So when that belief shows up, when you're in the midst of masturbating, and a belief shows up, oh my God, I'm guilty, I'm shameful, I shouldn't be doing this, this is bad, this is a sin, this is dirty, I want you to stop yourself, take a deep breath in, and let it go. It can be that simple as acknowledging that it's not your belief, it doesn't work for you, and you would like a different belief. All you have to do is let it go. And continually to breathe in, and then voice and visualize and just say, let it go. And choose something different. So change, the definition of change, is to become different. Change requires you to choose different. So for your beliefs to change, for your subconscious programming to change, you have to choose something different. And that looks like you being in the present moment and acknowledging, I could go down the same old path that I've been choosing, or I could choose a new path, a new me, as I like to say. And whatever that new me is, I'm going to choose that instead of that limiting belief that shows up. And whatever that new path is, you don't necessarily have to know what it is, but by you choosing not to go down the old path, that in and of itself is a choice, and that in and of itself is change. So just by choosing not to go down the old path is change. So it can be that simple. And if you would like more tools on how to rewire your programming, how to delete those limiting beliefs in your subconscious mind, go on my website, www.orgasmicalmedicine.com, and download my latest ebook, Who Stole Your Sexual Energy? There's one entire chapter devoted on how to create the change, how to rewire your brain, how to let go of these limiting beliefs. So with that said, moving on to tip number 4. Like I said a little bit ago, to let go of these limiting beliefs, we have to breathe. So breath is tip number 4 on how to have better orgasms. Did you know that breath detoxifies your body up to 70%? Compared to other processes of detoxification, such as urination, 3%, defecation, 7%, and perspiration, 20%. Breathing detoxifies your body up to 70%. So let me ask you this. When was the last time you were actually conscious of your breath? Or do you go throughout your day not even aware of your own breath? So how do we change that? Set reminders on your iPhone or your smartphone to breathe. Every 10 minutes, every 30 minutes, once an hour, you could start out. A little alarm will go off and remind you to breathe. And all you have to do is take a couple deep breaths in and count your inhales for 5 seconds. Hold at the top for 3 seconds, and then count your exhales for 5 seconds. And then repeat. And go through a conscious breathing cycle for at least 1 entire minute. And then work your way up to 5 minutes. And if you're really good, work your way up to 10 minutes. Because the more you become conscious of your breathing, you'll actually start instilling a deeper, more fuller breath. And then when you apply this to any kind of cardiovascular workout, specifically sex, masturbating, anything that requires greater lung capacity, you'll be able to breathe deeper, last longer, and have more enriching, more fulfilling orgasms, because breath also brings you back to the present moment. Not only does it have physiological benefits, but it actually has emotional, mental, spiritual benefits. It brings you to the present moment because you're aware of your breath. The moment you start counting your breath, you can't think about tomorrow's to-do list. You can't think about the stress you have or the bill you have to pay. You're just in the moment, concentrating on your body, breathing, counting your breaths, and you're present. And presence is key to be able to reach a state of pleasure, specifically during orgasms. Which this leads me to tip number 5. And like I said earlier, although orgasmical medicine is not about having lots of sex and orgasms, tip number 5 is to masturbate more. Because a lot of women do not even know what pleasure feels like for their body. I've even heard some consider masturbating and self-pleasuring to be work, to be a chore, because it takes them 45 minutes to an hour just to get turned on, let alone to reach climax. So the target of this tip is to get you in touch with your body, to get you present and connected to your body. Instill all the other tips that I gave you during masturbation. So don't judge your body. Don't judge the act. Don't judge what you're doing as being dirty or sinful. Don't judge that you don't have enough time to spend pleasuring your body. Connect to that feminine energy by taking that time to nurture your body. And in doing so, you'll find a greater connection to your body. You'll also notice that you'll be able to feel more pleasure. You'll notice your sensations will start to awaken, which, let me remind you that the largest sensory organ on your body is your skin. But how often are we so disconnected and caught up in the masculine way of doing things and caught up in the busyness of society of doing. We got to go. And we've got, that mile-long to-do list. Do we often disconnect from our body? And when we disconnect from our body, we disconnect from pleasure. We disconnect from being present. So in this last and final tip, to masturbate more, masturbate without an endpoint, without an investment in the outcome, without an expectation, without the need to reach climax. Can you just spend 1 hour? Wait, let me back up. Let's start with 10 minutes. Just pleasuring your body, making your body feel good, getting to know your body, asking your body and tuning into it. What feels good? What doesn't feel good? Do you like this sensation or do you like this sensation? And just get to know your body. And in doing so, you'll also be able to voice and communicate to your lover what feels good, what doesn't feel good. And it will allow your sex life to expand and become even better. Because did you know that about over half of married adults are uncomfortable discussing their sex life, what turns them on, and openly communicating turn-ons, turn-offs, likes, dislikes, needs, wants, and desires. So don't become a statistic. And this is why I'm creating this video and giving you 5 tips to have better orgasms, because orgasms affect everything in your life. Not just from a medicine point of view that sexual energy is the most powerful healing force in your body and known to man, but also from an all-around well-being point of view. Did you know that in Ayurvedic medicine, one entire branch of medicine was devoted to the sexual health and well-being of a person? So if you have judgments in the sexual arena with your body, with masturbation, pleasure, relationships, and intimacy, that is going to affect all other relationships. It's going to affect your everyday life. It's going to affect your stress levels. It's going to affect a lot of things. So if you can be more enjoyable and pleasurable in your life, that will ripple out through every other area of your life. You will start finding joy in maybe what you do for work. You'll find joy in those things that you used to not like to do, like the things on your mile to-do list. So whatever it is, start living an orgasmical life. Start becoming more present. And I'm going to leave you with one bonus tip. So what I would like you to do after you finish watching this video is to go get a glass of water. And before you take a sip of water, I want you to sit down, close your eyes, and take a deep breath in. And take 3 more deep breaths in after that, using the tip that I gave you earlier about counting your inhales and counting your exhales. And tune into your body. Notice where you might have discomfort or pain in your body. And breathe into those areas and then just voice, let it go. And then I want you to tune into your taste buds. And I want you to become aware of what taste you might have in your mouth in that moment. I want you to feel your tongue touching your cheek, touching your palate, touching the sides of your teeth, touching your gums. I want you to acknowledge how much saliva you have in your mouth. And then after that, after you feel connected to your body, I want you to take a sip of that water. And I want you to hold the water in your mouth for at least 10 seconds. And again, go through the same questions. What does this water taste like? Is it salty? Is it sweet? Is it hot? Is it cold? Is it bitter? I want you to acknowledge every sensory capacity around that water. Does it feel smooth, soft? Can you hear it? Can you hear it washing around in your mouth? Can you smell it? So I want you to tune into your body. Bring all awareness to your mouth and then swallow and then repeat. And do it a couple of times until you can get a good sense of what being present looks like, feels like, sounds like, and really is like. And that is one practice that you can use in your everyday life multiple times a day to become present. Do it with your food. Do it with water. Do it as you're laying on your couch or bed. Do it with your lover. In the midst of sex, stop, breathe, and acknowledge what your lover's body feels like. If you're masturbating, acknowledge what your body feels like. And from there, you have just taken one large step on this path to having better orgasms by becoming more present and connecting to your body. So with that said, I enjoyed making this video for you. I mean, it's just absolutely pleasurable for me. But I'm also extremely grateful that you took the 20 minutes to watch this video. And I'm extremely grateful that you're going to implement these tips and tools and follow up with me. Reach out, join my secret group for women on Facebook, follow me on Pinterest, Instagram. I post all sorts of inspiring and empowering messages for men, women, teenagers, everybody, because orgasmical medicine is not just for a certain age group or a certain gender. It's for everybody, and everybody can use these tools to create a more enriching, nurturing, orgasmical life. So follow me, download my ebook. And for all the ladies out there, if you would like something in addition to this video and in addition to these 5 tips plus a bonus tip, download my Orgasmitation meditation CD. What it is, it's an hour and a half of body awareness exercises, breathwork exercises, awareness exercises, sensory exercises that I guide you through that allows you to connect, tune in, and embrace your feminine, sexual, sensual self. And in so doing, that again will explode your capacity for reaching higher levels of pleasure during orgasms. So gift yourself that this holiday season. With that said, I wish you a magical, orgasmical day. And I look forward to having you follow me on whatever social media outlet that you found this on. Until next time, bye-bye.